Hi, so I'm Kaz, welcome to my channel, and I have taken a mental health day, which is the first time in my life I have taken a day just for me, just to look after and care properly for me. I'm not doing anything for anyone else. I'm not trying to fill my day with all the things that I haven't got done because that little perfectionism voice is shouting at me. I'm just being selfish, and that's okay. And I'm focusing on myself. So come with me. And I'm going to show you, it's kind of boring, I suppose, but come with me and I'll show you. I just want also, because I forgot to say, because of course I did, just one slight little caveat. How I spend my mental health day is not how I expect other people to spend their mental health day or anything else. I am a bit of an overachiever. I am a perfectionist. I am diagnosed ADHD, which made a whole lot of sense when I got that diagnosis. And maybe one day I'll talk about the whole NHS thing because I've now crossed boundaries and I have to be reassessed, even though they had the diagnosis. But that is a sore subject. So another time. And yeah, as someone who just fills their day kind of with everything because feels like there's this kind of guilt because I've been a carer most of my life. So when I say finally, but when I got the chance to just look after myself and be selfish, there was a whole thing around that with trying to find out who I am now as an adult, as a 36-year-old, as someone who's trying to build a relationship with themselves, as well as the healing, as well as everything else that I, do, and kind of go, okay, well, what do I actually enjoy? And then also the guilt of feeling like I need to fill up, I need to catch up on all those years that I missed. With everything. So I'm juggling and I'm trying and that's it. That's all you can ever ask for. And I thought maybe I'd share my journey because there's definitely people like me with that. And today wasn't a day to just completely lie on the sofa. And there are some days, there are some an hour or two where I'll do that, but I think there's just that internal motor, there's that restlessness inside of me that I need to, for my own mental health, be moving as well. I need to be doing stuff, but this is just my day, and yeah, please come along. I started the day with an Irish language lesson. I've been learning Irish for a while in memory of my dad, and then I was going to go to the gym but decided I couldn't be bothered, and today was all about me being selfish. And here I am just enjoying my shoes because they're awesome and they're also fluffy, so you can't get any better than that. But I went to cinema to see the Odyssey. I got the first showing in. I'll do a little review of the Odyssey later on. One thing I will say is that I'm really glad I had my loops. This is not an advertisement for them, but it just really helped with the movie. And then I scooted over to the local library, which is really cute, and then scooted back home. I was going to do some other things, but decided I would rather just go home right now, and picked up some litter on the way. And when I got home, I found that Jinx had an argument with the litter tray, so I had to wash her cute little paws. I did pick up a lavender plant on my way home, which I've wanted for a while, just to put in front of my door to ward away any kind of evil spirits. And these are the books that I picked up. Here I am just trying to do some kind of funky video-y montagey thing. I don't know what I'm doing, but there you go. These are the books that I picked up. They've all been recommended to me, which is great. Hi, so really quickly I wanted to talk about my review for the Odyssey. I'm going to try and do this quite quickly without any spoilers because it just came out today. I saw the first screening this morning just by chance that I'd booked this mental health day, and then literally saw in the cinema yesterday that it was bookable for today. You know what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to give you a slight quick caveat in that Greek mythology in general I'm obsessed with, but Greek mythology and obviously mythology of my ancestors and my culture, so Irish and then Colombian, so Latin American, which is a very broad scope. Mythology I'm just really into. I reread the Odyssey and the Iliad last year, and I was looking forward to this film. I was looking forward to just how it was going to be done. And as far as retellings go, it's okay. It's a really enjoyable, it's an entertaining movie, as it were. It's very Hollywood. If the Transformers just came out of the sea or the woods or whatever, or out of Troy, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Like, I just kind of accept it. It's just very Hollywood. I'm not mad about there being so many celebrities, because somebody else said it, and I'm really sorry because I've forgotten their handle, but they said a really good point about these characters were really celebrities in their day and stuff, and there wasn't anything like that really that bothered me. I think a lot of what was done really well. Is it the most historically accurate to the telling? It's very Hollywood. So we're going to leave it at that. And I think out of 5, I'd probably give it about 3.5. I'm trying not to spoil anything. So yeah, 3.5. Would I go back to the cinema to re-see it? No. But it is one of those movies that I think it is, because it's done so kind of cinematically, if that's even a word, that I would like, it was worth going to the cinema to see. I did enjoy it. It felt like a long film, but it didn't feel like a Zack Snyder type kind of long film kind of thing. I like how he's the kind of premise now. So yeah, it's worth seeing. I wasn't overly I was entertained. I was entertained. I wasn't overly emotional or whatever, or really in the throes of the story, but I was entertained. Yeah, and the cinema was quite busy. I was quite surprised, for that time, for the first showing, but it was actually really busy. So I just really want to go over some books. If you're interested, you don't have to stay for this. You can scoot off. While trying to do this earlier, my bookmark fell out. So I'm going to have a fun time trying to find where I was. At the moment, I've been rereading one of my favourite stories, which is The Princess Bride, as well. And I love it. This is a limited edition illustrated kind of book cover. I've actually got 2 limited edition versions of this. There's this one, and then there's one that I bought in this really, really cool like indie bookshop. I cannot remember its name. It's in New York, which does not summarize it down, but it was super, super cool. I was visiting one of my best friends out there, and it's like gold edges. Oh, it's so good. And yeah, so I've actually finished The Princess Bride, and I'm on to, there's a like the last kind of 30-ish pages, there's a story called Buttercup's Baby. This is a reread. I love The Princess Bride. I actually have the tattoo, which is Wesley's sword and the As You Wish on my arm. And the movie is better than the book, which is not something you hear all the time. There's a lot more things in the book, the stuff that happens in the book that doesn't happen in the movie, which is also really cool. So they each have their kind of pros and cons. The benefit of the movie is it doesn't have the author's notes. No offense to William Goldman. He doesn't come across well in the book, even though he's the author. So yeah, I know he's not the author of the story, but which is Morgenstern's classic tale. We're gonna go with that. I'm so sorry. I am dyslexic. I'm full of hay fever, and I'm just gonna butcher a name. I'll butcher my own name. I'm sorry. But yeah, the movie is absolutely incredible, and if you've not seen the Princess Bride movie, you need to see it, because it is my favourite, and it is one of the best movies ever created. Ever. The next book that I've been reading, because I tend to have 2 books going at the same time. I usually have 2 books in Audible. So I'll have a fiction, a non-fiction, and then an Audible. But it's I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jeanette Grady. I might do a review at the end of this. I'm halfway through. This is the one where the bookmark fell out. There's some bits I really enjoy, and then there's some bits that I'm not getting on with. Particularly the writing style and the kind of characterization I'm not really getting on board with. For me personally, that's just how I am with that. And then, sorry, I had to pause for a second. But then the book that I'm going to start next, so the 2 books, are one from the library today, which is The Emperor's Babe. One of my cousins, actually two of my cousins, recommended this book to me, and one of my cousins lent me Mr. Loverman as well. There's some other ones of her books as well that I have read and stuff. I just think her writing style, characterization, just everything is just wonderful. I think her mix between that connection between characterization and dialogue, how you can really pick up context and subcontext and all the rest of it, I think is just wonderful. I think genuinely just one of the best writers kind of out there, best storytellers. And you would have seen, like, obviously me pick that up as well as 3 other books in the library, which I really enjoy. That was my first time in that library, and because I just registered online, and I went in and I got my library card, and it felt really cute. I felt like, hey Arthur, and I really wanted, so they're really boring, the adult ones, but the kids ones have like the Gruffalo and Horrid Henry, and I was like, I would have absolutely gone for the Gruffalo. But yeah, I'm gonna be going back to that library and some of the other ones, because there's like a joint kind of thing. And the other book that I'm going to start reading, so this is after Princess Bride, after I'm Glad My Mum Died, so with The Emperor's Babe, is The Emerald Tablet of Hermes and Cabalian? I'm so sorry. Yeah, that one. I will learn how to... It's not even so much learning how to pronounce things, it's just when you're dyslexic, it's the recalling sometimes and having to go, hang on, how did I say that? And you kind of have to practice it sometimes. I've got on a tangent, sorry. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. This has the 7 stages of manifestation as well. And in the mediumship training that we've been doing this month, it is all about kind of manifestation, which has been really, really cool. It's something that I've been really trying to dive into quite a lot more recently. And yeah, just kind of get more of a kind of understanding about manifestation as a whole, because there's the 7 things, but there's so much that encompasses it, and I feel like there's so much noise around manifestation that it's like, okay, for me personally, how do I make things simple? You know, how do I make things so powerful but still minute that it can carry into my everyday? Because for me, and I know I've gone off tangent here, for me, it's really, you know, I do so much, so it's really about what are those tiny things that I can fit in every single day that build that consistency. And that's what it is. But I'm going to talk about that at another stage, another time, whichever else, because I'm just seeing how long this actual video is. But yeah, thank you so very much. And I will give book reviews if you've got suggestions or you want suggestions, let me know. Give me suggestions. I'm always down to sharing books. Thank you, bye.